I always love having conversations with someone older than me because I for one, now I'm not, just to get transparent, I usually used to date older guys, but that was because I found out after doing some self-work, I had daddy issues and stuff like that. But in the midst of that, I was always interested in
Same.
I was always interested in the fact that what my like this one guy, I was 20 and he was oh, I ain't gonna give it the full, but he was older than me. And I was like 20, and I used to be hearing him talk about certain different stuff. Like when I was coming into my gay self, I was heavily using the lingo and all this and all that, and it was stuff that wasn't new to him. So he would be like telling me, like giving me like gems and stuff from way back, like what trade really meant at the time and how it changed from then up until now, and just all these little things. And I was just like, this is so interesting to me. And I can remember him and his friends sitting around the table playing cards, and I was there too, and we was all drinking and stuff, and they would just be having these conversations. And these are the conversations that we need to have. I don't understand why some of the gay youth kind of shy away from the older gay community. I'm like, they done been here. They know way more than us.
One reason is because of us. It ain't all because they don't want to listen. We have not reached back.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm only just one person. I do my best, but the community as a whole has not reached back. We've left them in the wind to figure stuff out on their own. Part of it is, of course, their fault to a certain way. They have not asked us, but it's largely our fault because we have not reached back to help and to educate, and without judging. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the older gay folks act like they ain't never done nothing.
And I know for
I let baby. If you want me to be your gay, my daddy, mama, uncle, baby, I give it to you raw. I done did everything plus the kitchen sink, baby. Back rooms, sex parties, alleys, baby. I done it, and I tell you how to do. If you want to go there, I can tell you how to do it, and how to not do it, and how to do it right if you gonna do it.
yeah.
I ain't got no shame in my testimony, but a lot of the folk act like they ain't never done nothing, and so the young folks feel like, oh, if I tell my gay dad or my gay mom this, they gonna judge me. If I need to ask them about uh cleaning myself, the bottoms
Mm-hmm.
or the verses. Excuse me, let me add them. The bottom. If I need to ask them about cleaning myself, so I won't be, having Picassos and things like that. They gonna talk about me. So I remember when I was younger in the lifestyle, I just went on to ask my gay mom. I said, "Let me pull you to the side, because I can't be having these accidents, child. Come on, give
Yeah.
me a crash course, because you should have came to me and told me I need some help. I can't be out here. I say I got to be working on my paint score. Thank God my paint score is mighty low, because I went on to pull my gay mama to the side, and I got to learn how to figure this thing out.
Did you say my paint score? That is a gem. Are you?
Baby, some of the girls ain't working on their paint score. Baby, man's is good because it's very low.
I will say this. Being part of the Black community growing up, I felt as though me being short and stuff like that, I
Mhm.
wasn't secure in my masculinity because I didn't the type of guy, the type of masculine guy, that wasn't me. Like I'm not no thug or anything like that. Like I'm just a weirdo kid. So I automatically, nobody told me it was okay for me. Nobody told me that I didn't have to be a bottom. If I wanted to do that, that's fine, but I didn't have to necessarily be that. And then I got pushed into that. And then I was talking to my other friends, and they were more or less bottoms as well at the time in high school. So we all basically pointless and don't know what to do and stuff like that. And I don't even know how I even learned about the whole cleaning out process. I don't even think I can remember I don't even think I don't even know how I found out about it, but I know I probably did some research on it or whatever and found out. But
Yes, honey.
nobody never really told me. And then once I got into it, I was like, oh, this ain't for me. Like this, I don't really like this like that. And I kept trying to figure out why don't I like bottoming and stuff like that. And it just ended up not being for me. And then I got into college and I met other gay people that was like, they might be, I might meet I might meet a tradie acting guy and he a bottom. Then I might meet a feminine dude and he a top. And then I meet somebody else and they doing whatever and everybody doing whatever they want to do because it's whatever you want to do. And I was
It's
like, nobody.
whatever you want to do. That's why I say I can flow. I ain't gonna put no label on it this
Oh
age, but
yeah.
I can flow. I can flow. But baby, most of us who start out in the community, if you got a little bit of you know what I'm saying, just a little
But a
bit
little
of
tinge of femininity.
femininity on up to the high grade, they like, oh girl, you gonna be a bottom, honey. Like you say, if you short and you easy to fold up and to press, honey, you gonna be a bottom, girl. I was out with one of my gay nieces, I wanna say this past weekend. And so one of them had said something about I saw a lot of bottoms this weekend in Atlanta. You know, we always have visitors here. And so I saw a lot of bottoms. I said, you don't know what the fuck they were doing. You don't know who the fuck they was because they was feminine. You don't know what the fuck they was, bitch. You know, I talk crazy. I said,
Yeah.
you don't know what the fuck they was. You saw a lot of gay men living how they want to live, and some of them, motherfucker, I'll fuck you and got dick onto their knees. You don't fucking know. And so anyway, I told them. I said, let me tell you how my favorite, like when I feel like being a little whore or whatever, because you know, we gay men, we had those little
Yeah.
times. Sometimes I'll seek a relationship, but sometimes I feel like fucking.
Exactly. It's
And
time
so
for the
anyway,
best. It's time for to get into it.
yes. So anyway, I told him, I told them, I said, we was having a full conversation. I told them, I said, let me tell you my favorite way to ask about what we trying to, what's the happening, honey. I be like, I don't get into that all that top and bottom and verse shit. Typically, we could talk about this type of shit online, if we on one of them apps or we in each other inboxes. But when somebody in my face and we talking like we gonna do something tonight, you know, we talking like we you know we trying to get to. You know, we trying to get to each other hotel rooms or houses, whatever. I said, what you want to do tonight?
Tonight.
Tonight. I don't go into all of that, because a lot of time that make people lie anyway
It do.
to feed to that makes folk a lot of time that make folk lie anyway to if they kind of can feel you want something to be a certain way, I'll say I'm verse because that's what I think he want. That gives so I said, baby, I do it like you at the grocery store. What you want to do tonight? What you want to eat tonight?
What you
What
want
you
for
want to
dinner?
do? What you want for dinner? I don't you can save all that conversation with somebody, a kid. What you want to do tonight, boo?
Yeah, what you
Fuck
want to
the
do tonight?
bullshit. You want to flip flop? You want dick? You want to be a bottom tonight? Like this one guy I'm talking to, or whatever. Um, we ain't consummated.
Well, that's
we ain't
good.
we ain't consummated or whatever. So like I said, so you know, he of course he was talking all of that verse talking in my inbox. But I said, no, before I drive across town, MF, like what you trying to do? He said, you know what? I'm gonna just go and keep it real. I can't flow like that when I want to, but I want some dick. I said, okay, but you see what I give. So if you ain't got no hang-ups on masculinity and all of that type of stuff,
That is funny. That
we
is
could
the
go there.
base. That's what you got to do. Like, just break it down like that.
We could go there because I already told you how I can flow. And so anyway,
It was a dude named Robert May Jr. I never forget his name clearly. I was I legal? Yeah, I was legal. I was 17. And he was 27. I had to make sure. I was like, was I legal? Yeah, I was legal. I lived in Pennsylvania at the time with my family. Worked at the big Kmart in the area. And he was a coworker of mine. Gay. Like, clear as day, you gay. And I was not clear as day gay. So it took some time to convince him that I was gay. But one day he drove me home from work. And we stopped by his house or somebody's house. And I think I gave him a blowjob in the car or in the back of somebody's house. And then like the next day, 2 days later, he gave me a blowjob at work in the bathroom. And I think people either heard or saw feet in the stall, classmates, because I went to school and people were like, and I didn't care. And then like maybe that summer or the next summer break happened. I came back, we for the first time and popped my cherry. And that was the last time I heard from him. So that was a traumatic experience in some ways, but I learned that.
Why was it traumatic?
Because he was my first. We had like a summer thing going on. He popped my cherry and then never talked to me again. And when you have someone like that who you think is someone important to you, your first love, and then they don't talk to you again after they basically take your flower, it becomes a thing like, oh, that's gay life. Holy shit, this is fucked up. So it took me a while to trust somebody again. So I didn't have sex for a while after that. And then I became a top, and then all of a sudden the world opened up, and I was doing it.
How did it open up, Jay?
Oh, because everybody opens up. Tops are available very few places. Bottoms are like a worldwide phenomenon. So if you're a top, especially a black top like me with a little girth and little size, to me, it's easy to get a bottom to open up their. You go to any bathhouse or any bookstore or any like sex club or any like cruising spot, and there will be bottoms waiting for tops. I was bottom for like the first year of really exploring my sexuality. I was the bottom. I had older gentlemen explaining to me. I loved older guys since I can remember. I was like I said, 17, 27. I was 19, 55. I was 20, 60. Whatever the situation was at the time. So I never had a problem finding men who I liked because they liked younger black boys like me. And it was New York City, so it's easy. But I learned through them how to clean myself out, how to, relax, and how to use poppers, use a cock ring. All these things I learned from older men when I was in the bottom stages of my life. And then I topped my first like full-time, long-time partner and boyfriend. I topped him once, and I was hooked because I don't like bottoming. It doesn't feel good to me. I don't have the bottom receptors, whatever you call them. A finger is fine. I don't mind that. I could feel that. I feel the. I don't feel like my prostate getting touched or turned on. So when I do bottom, which is very rarely, it usually has to be because I have a connection to you that is more than physical.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I want to please you, it has to come from somewhere else than my. Because I'm not getting any pleasure at all. A lot of people will tell you a bottom is this and a top is that, and that's just not true. It's a sexual act. Doesn't mean that because you bottom, you're a feminine queen, butch queen, whatever you are, and because you're a top, you're a masculine leather daddy. That has nothing to do with it. I fucked leather daddies who were way more rough than I was, and they were bottoms. I've never had. I don't top. I mean, I'm bottom for guys, generally speaking, so I couldn't say that. But I've seen on video less than masculine men who are tearing booty holes up. So we have to get rid of that idea of lesbianist people. They do it. So it doesn't mean that because you bottom you're a femme and because you're top you're a mask. That's just stupid. But I will say, don't come to me looking for me to bottom for you if I don't know you. It will not happen. There's like I have to find you very sexually attractive, or I have to be in a mood like, you know what? It's been about 10 years. Let me try bottoming again. Make sure I still don't like it. Well, yeah, luckily my husband isn't a sexual bottom or top, more oral, so I don't have to worry about it ever.
Okay.
But sometimes, I want to get my booty hole played with, so who not? I'm human.
Nothing wrong with wanting to stink,
No. Ain't nothing wrong with the stink.
Oh, I knew you was gonna fall out about that.
The title of his interview. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to stink.
Yes, literally, that's going to be the soundbite. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to stink.
Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to stink.
But it's funny.
Unless you don't like.
You told me about this first time you told me about that first time you were really intimate. So since that happened with that first encounter with that guy, how long was it before you got in a relationship or like your first real relationship?
I was 17. My first relationship, I was 19.
The first thing that comes to my mind, if I ignore everything, is fetishes. The obstacle that I come to mind is being fetishized as a Black queer person. Like they think because I'm Black and I'm tall, and I'm supposed to be this masculine person. I have this huge penis, and that's usually the baseline of our relationship. That I'm just a sexual being. And once I start to put in my actual feelings, wants, and dreams into the mix, that becomes too much. You know what I mean? So I had to go through a lot of unworthiness of like, oh, maybe I'm wanting too much, maybe I'm too pushy, maybe I'm too emotional, or whatever the case may be. But really, it was always just me being sexualized. I remember having I hope this isn't too explicit. I remember having sex with this one person, and he was just like, "Whisper, we just two guys just fucking." You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's kind of the point. So it was interesting because that's where I started to have this own little micro theory that is he just like a guy who just likes having sex with guys? You know what I mean? Like the fetish of just being with a guy. And you know what I'm so being fetishized was like I learned very early on. And then especially we not having a lot of sexual education in high school, especially about being gay. So when we finally come out and get out as an adult, that's the first thing we go to. You know what I mean? Like, so we don't really have any relationship, like building tools. We don't really know how to love ourselves, have a relationship with ourselves. So like actually building a relationship with another male or mass presenting person or male presenting person, and when we don't know how to talk to one another, you know what I mean? Like actually discuss our dreams. Like it's more just for idle chit chat until we really get to the big question, top or verse, or whatever the case may be. So it's just like, that's where I run to a lot. It's just, how big are you? What sexual positions, you know what I mean? So like I've never, and this is even outside of like hookup apps or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, especially being Black and used to dating white men or whatever, it was just, I remember seeing on like one person's Tinder account, like he had all of these things on there like about a relationship, and as soon as we swipe right on each other, it was immediately sex. They didn't even give me a chance to see if this was going to be something more, or if this was just going to be it. It was just known this is what it's going to be. You know what I mean? So I think that's like the biggest thing for me. It was just being fetishized, being sexualized, and not seen as an actual human being who has wants, dreams, desires. And
or standards, expectations, or anything?
So
Well, it went from goodness. It went in levels.
high school, I'll say like it was a chat line called Interactive Mail.
I was about to go there. But even before the chat line,
Okay.
it was it went from when we first got computers. They had Yahoo Personals, and I got to shout out BGC and all of that. And so, as we came to get internet and dial up, we was really dial up before we started AOL and all that type of nonsense.
Yeah, sending them discs.
That's right. All that. And so then, then it went to the chat line, and then, then the apps. It went in a line like that, internet, the poorest dial up you can have, or you can do BGC and all of that. And then, chat, I think the chat line was first, and then the computer got popular, and then we kind of veered away from the chat line till the apps came. So it was kind of weird. It kind of flowed in and out. But I guess the chat line was popular first, and then it lost popularity, then gained popularity, and now we in the apps.
Different because
you have to be careful, because a lot of them
more
hit me up
access.
18, and they say, I'm 18, I'm legal, come on, let me do this to you, let me do that to you. And then they really be 17, 16. I'm like, oh no, man. First of all, 18 too young, child.
Yeah, I was about to say, I like you a little. I like my booty a little seasoned. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Hasha. And child, like I said, you ain't got cleaning down yet, child. But anyway.
Yeah, like I never was attracted to like younger guys or like virgins and stuff like that. Because to me, if I'm ready to do it, I ain't trying to ease you like no. Yeah,
all that fighting to get in. That's why I be telling my gay kids, baby, you ain't had nothing in a while, baby. You better get that toy and sit on it for a little while. Now, nobody got time to be fighting with you.
Yeah. I agree. And you know what's so funny? I know some guys that actually do that. So that's funny that you said, okay, so that is a thing. I know somebody has actually, yeah, okay. That is a thing then.
Child, you better, especially if you're going out of town, you better have your travel toy. You can kind of help yourself out after you get the streets clean. He not about to fight with you. And you ain't had you ain't had none, which is honorable, I guess. You ain't had none in a few months, girl. That thing to close back up, girl.
That thing is a vice trap now, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt the other. It can hurt the other person too.
Oh yeah, but they don't even realize you bruising dicks. Oh, I'm gonna talk, honey. You bruising dicks, baby.
Yeah, and see, and yeah. So
and
that's
you
funny.
ooching and ouching. He don't want that, girl. Ooching and ouching.
Because when that thing be tight, be tight. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, a fool.